Hey
Hey,
guys,
it's Thursday.
it's Thursday. What y'all doing? How y'all doing? What's been going on? All those good things.
Okay, all the good things. Y'all been having a good week? Cause, ooh, child.
Girl, I'm sick of saying
I
that.
ain't going live tonight. Yes, Charles, we are. We live right
You
now. We
right now.
live, baby. We
Hey
live,
Charles.
baby. Hey, Charles.
Listen, it was just these. We have the technical difficulties. We trying to work through them, y'all. It's just
Yeah.
I'm in the basement and we be having challenges.
Okay.
So just let us know if you can't hear us very clearly. Just
Yeah.
we don't want to be talking and wasting breath, and y'all can't even hear what we saying.
Girl, not wasting breath.
Wasting breath.
Breath.
Okay,
Hey, Charles.
Charles.
He laughing at us. Who else in the building? What y'all got going on? It's Thursday. Y'all, this week been weekend.
It's been weekend. Like we say that every week, but
We
this
do,
week
but
really
this week been
weekend.
weekend. Like, just I can't keep my eyes open. I'm so tired, y'all. That's why I keep blinking.
Yes, yes.
This week been weekend. What y'all got going on? Oh, first, hold on. Let's introduce us.
I don't know. We just talking. This is Puff Mistress Presents. Let's
Let's
talk about it. And I'm your host, Puff Mistress, and this is my co-host.
Your girl Ash B. How y'all doing?
And we here to bring you all the good talk from the positive perspective.
That's right. Let's talk about
And a
great things.
self-work perspective.
Yes, and a self-reflective perspective.
Yes. Now I know most of the time we end up talking about dating because that's what most people want to talk about. You know, dating, relationships.
I'm over it. Let's talk about it.
Relationships.
Let's get to the nitty
like
gritty.
But tonight we have a more well, all of our topics are serious, but we have a more emotional topic, and we want to get in it because we should be able to talk about things that are central to our emotion and things that make us feel and think us and really getting into the things that make us act the way we act, say the things that we say, do the things that we do.
Things that are provoking critical thinking for you guys, okay? Because I feel that some of the best people who make some of the best decisions in the world are critical thinkers. They think before they act. And we want you guys to be critical thinkers so that you really take the time to reflect, like we say all the time, and think about things before you react. You just become a better human, you know?
Yes, and that's our goal. We also want to foster conversations that can lead to solution. I'm not a person, how people at work that come and complain. Okay, what do you have to fix? What is your solution?
Yeah, we like solution-driven conversation.
Yes. So every time that we have a conversation, I like to offer, I might research the topic and offer some, some kind of reprieve.
Tips, tricks, anything to help you. So that's what we do here. I don't know if you're new here. If you are, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Ow. Okay.
Listen, we're gonna try. No, we're not gonna try. We're going to raise our vibration right now because I am exhausted planning for this show. She's exhausted doing something. She's doing school, everything. But we're gonna lift our vibration for this hour, and we're going to, have a good conversation with you guys.
I feel my vibration elevated already.
That's gonna help too.
Listen, this is just Red Bull today because, girl, if I start, I ain't gonna stop. Okay.
Let's shout out our girls, American Media 904 holding us down in the background on production.
Oh, come on, you see it? Mm-hmm. You see her seriousness, folded arms, and in the all white, feeling real godly and business like. I know that's right. Come on.
You need your social media manager. You need some good content. Holler at it because she'll get you right. She get us right.
That's right, but don't holler at her too much because she still works for us. Right.
Well, who we got in the building? Let's say hello to our main people before we get into this serious topic. Who we got here?
I know Charles is here. What's up, Mom? But we know you in here. Sit here.
Yeah, say hello. Don't be scared. Now let's get some housekeeping out the way.
Oh yeah, please.
If you are in the group, go to the featured section and go to the StreamYard post. And give us permission to see your name. Otherwise, when you comment, we won't be able to see your name. If you do not do that, then leave your name in the comments so we can shout you out.
Otherwise, we're going to be calling you Facebook user all night.
But please, go ahead and like and share this post, please.
Yes,
like and share this post.
Please give me some likes, hearts, whatever. If you're watching the replay right now, give me a heart because I want to know that you came up and through here, okay?
Yes.
And watched it and got your life together.
Yes.
Okay? Yes.
But tonight, let's go ahead and shout out our sponsor as well. As I said previously, we're only up until the day of the show, the Body Positive Show. We're going to shout out the sponsors that are actually sponsoring the show.
That's right.
Tonight's sponsor is Outfit Jacks. And listen, we just did a pole dance class with
y'all.
them.
I'm still.
My body hurt.
And before y'all start, it's not because we're a little bit older, okay? It's because it was a real workout. All
it's
right?
a workout, and y'all need to tip y'all strippers more, okay?
Because
them
they
be working.
were.
My arm hurt more than anything because all that lifting.
Arms, I was so dizzy, girl, the way I spin around that thing, girl. I got on that one time, y'all, I couldn't even get off. I was like, oh.
But sis was good. She was a great instructor. She showed us how to do different things that we did not think that we could do.
Yeah,
and we did them. So yes, y'all shout out Outfit Jacks, and we really appreciate their sponsorship for the show.
Yeah, and we're all ready to work at Magic City and Blue Flame. Now, I did realize that I will not be on the pole. I will be a bottle girl after that class. But there are several of us who are ready to be right there at amateur hours. So shout out to them, okay?
I've been there, done that.
Ooh.
Okay, so
slide past that, y'all.
Hey, I ain't got no shame.
Y'all should have seen her.
Been there, done that.
Listen, it's on video. He said,
I'm not strong enough.
Charles, yes, you are. Because if I can do it, you can do it.
That thing there was hard. Okay.
Listen, okay. Yeah, y'all get on through. But let me tell y'all, Ebony's past life came out when we was up in that class. I said, wait, I didn't bring my ones, but damn, I wish I had.
Hey, Trina girl.
Trina girl. Yeah.
How you doing, honey?
That was on that pole, y'all. Even baby had.
And the best part is when I used to dance, I never got on the pole. Never. I never even got on that stage. I'm not touching that germ.
So you was just like, you was just a floor girl? Like
I worked the floor, honey. I made more money than
girls on that pole. Right. I believe that. You was a floor girl. Yeah.
I'm not sharing the pole.
I mean, I can tell because y'all, some of that move she was doing.
I was a germaphobe. I still was a germaphobe back then. I would do it all the time. I used to dip in the bathroom to wash off. Child, listen. I don't know how y'all been on this floor this long. Y'all sweat? Y'all ain't sweating? Y'all, what's happening? No, I ain't touched the pole. Listen.
I was like, whoa.
They want to take enough breaks for me, honey. Like, y'all ain't gonna wipe off nothing? Okay, y'all want to keep going. Okay.
Yeah, meanwhile, all of us was in there just spraying them poles down. We were like,
sometimes I didn't even go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom up the street. Listen, I was the stripper germaphobe, but I made my money.
Yeah, said the bathroom up the street.
I sure did. No, they was a little nasty for me. But speaking of, no, I'm speaking of.
Whoa.
You more on the floor. Yes, and a lot of times I wasn't even dancing. I was sitting down talking to the guys. But every time a song plays, you got to run me my change. Every time a song
plays, with the inside information.
Every time that song switch, you got to run me my change.
Trina, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised neither. Listen, let me tell you something. Y'all be living these double lives.
Those were the days.
Y'all be living these double lives. They be talking about those were the days. To feel like these are the days. The way y'all be acting like
listen. Pop Mr. needs some money. Y'all aren't fair enough. I get right back on that damn pole. Stop playing.
No, I ain't even gonna hold y'all. You might need to do something. Y'all, them skills are there. Okay, she's got it. So I wouldn't. I mean, you might.
Pop me some money. I'll get right back on that pole.
Let's put something together because y'all, she got the skills. It will be well worth it. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you, the skills was there. It will be well worth it.
We had a good time. So
we did.
We appreciate the ladies.
We had a great time.
And it was a good bonding. It was a good bonding exercise as well. So shout out Legon was trying to make me trip for old ones. Hey, do it. Listen, go ahead and make that change. You ain't gotta do that much for them. You ain't got to do that much for them, Charles. You can just show up in the thong.
That's true. Just find out if you can get, the pin to that Medicare check.
Listen,
do what you got to do. I ain't mad at it. Get that Social Security check. Do what you got to do.
Okay. Well, let's get into this topic, y'all. Now, listen, we're going to talk about this topic, but we are not going to talk about this topic and be all somber and act like, we still going to have our personalities talking about this topic, but we do realize that this is a serious topic. I think all of us have a little bit of childhood trauma.
Everyone.
And some of us have a lot of childhood trauma.
Girl, let me bring my baggage. Let me unzip my suitcase, okay? Because what?
and unfortunately, a lot of us carry that trauma into adulthood, which is why we don't know how to interact properly with each other and we don't know how to treat each other. And the moment that we decide to address that trauma is the moment that we can actually take a step towards being better humans and interacting with other humans better. Because it wasn't your fault. Let's start this conversation by saying that it was not your fault. It was not your fault. It was not your fault. And the moment that you release that, then you can start the process to go towards healing.
But the healing is your responsibility.
Because what you're not gonna do is keep treating people poorly and blaming your childhood trauma well into adulthood. That's when it becomes not fair. No, it was not your fault, whatever happened to you or whatever you experienced, but under realizing that some people don't realize that they're affected by it. But you do know you're treating people bad. I'm sorry. I refuse to believe that people don't know that. So it's good to kind of get to the source of
That's a
why.
rough one. That's a rough one. Only because sometimes, you know, people, they're when they see it as a normal, they see it all around them, they think that it's normal. They don't realize that it's not normal until they get with somebody who's like, this is fucked up.
But why do you ask people to stop messing with you? Well, I'm crying, so you're hurting me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm crying.
Depending on the family, because there are family members who do the crying and use it as a manipulative tactic.
But that's different.
But that's why it's always about you have to talk to people to find out what their trauma is and why they react the way that they react. Because while you're saying you're crying, and normal people would be like, oh my God, that's an emotional reaction to something that I'm doing to you. Other people may be like, tears don't mean nothing to me, so what's up?
But that don't mean that they don't know that they don't.
But that's because maybe they've been around someone who has done the crying routine only to manipulate them and do the same shit that they were doing already. You know what I'm saying?
And I give you that in your 20s. I'm not giving you that in your 40s. I'm not.
Depending on what you've been dealing with and for how long, the circumstance. I get it to the circumstance. I don't get it to age.
That's cool. I'm just gonna leave you alone.
I get it to live.
I'm just gonna leave you alone because if you have lived 4 decades and you have been treating people bad for 4 decades and you have been getting responses from those people, you're not gonna tell me now. You might decide to continue your behavior, but you ain't gonna tell me that you have no idea that you know that you're doing something wrong. Everybody ain't leaving you alone for no reason.
Lived experiences. That's why I say that. Because some people will act that way and the people stick around. Maybe they have control over the situation.
Yeah, you stay over there because I'm not dealing with it.
Hey,
I'm not dealing with it. But let's get to the root of the people who do recognize their childhood trauma. Because if you have had things, and childhood trauma does not just mean physical. It's not just physical. Childhood trauma could be emotional. Childhood trauma could be mental, and a lot of times those situations can be just as devastating as the physical. So you can't really separate, what's worse. It's really about your experience and what you dealt with and what it made you. Some people it made them stronger, but it's still trauma, and you still need to deal with it. Some people, it just devastated them and they just couldn't get past it. I know people who have things like agoraphobia. They can't leave the house. You know what I mean? It's ways that it traumatizes you to where you can't move forward and you can't deal in a good way. So what I wanted to start this off with is just really talking about different forms of childhood trauma first.
Okay.
So you have physical abuse, you have sexual abuse, you have emotional abuse, you have neglect, witnessing domestic violence, bullying, community violence, medical trauma, accidents or natural disasters, parental substance abuse, parental mental health issues, grief and loss. Those are all forms of childhood trauma. Again, a lot of times we like to associate it just with, having, sexual abuse happen to you or physical abuse happen to you,
or
emotional,
but verbal.
But a lot of people don't even realize the verb, how distraught you can feel from the emotional and the verbal, and that's a lot of people's experience. And it can really mess you up for a long period of time to where you don't know how to deal. So,
because a lot of people don't even, if it's something they feel like they can't see,
right. If
like
it's not physical, right.
They're like, oh, it's not something we need to acknowledge or something you're not really thinking about, but it's damaging.
And the anger that you carry from it,
resentment,
and even I can't say more so for me. My childhood trauma didn't make me angry. it changed me in a different way. I wasn't angry. I was it made me
Rebellious?
resentful.
Okay.
It made me act out in a way that it took my childhood away.
Okay.
It took a portion of my childhood. I was sexually assaulted. So at 13. So from 13 on, I wasn't a child. You know what I mean? It catapulted me somewhere else. I wasn't an adult, but I wasn't a child. It just took it just took a piece of me. When children experience things too early for their brain to comprehend, it does something to them that is long lasting.
Exactly, because I think that's like a developmental stage. Well, yeah, during that time is a crucial developmental stage of how you reason and things, and how you develop reactions, how things are processed, how you process things during that time. It's such a critical age to learn those things. And when you're dealing with things that you don't even know how to deal with, and you're not in the correct environment to support you and foster you into learning how to deal with it, it can be a really damaging
and for a long time, especially if you've never addressed it.
And then you don't even realize, it's a lot.
Yours
is really, when you think about it, you're hitting. Let's go back. Yours is physical as well as sexual, as well as emotional, as well as, let's see, grief and loss as well.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. And that is the thing with the checklist. When things happen, it can be multiple things, and you can be affected in multiple ways, which is why you, for the most part, need help addressing it.
Yeah.
I know everybody can't afford therapy. But there's different types of therapy. If you can't afford to do the one-on-one talk, there are other things that you can do that can be therapeutic.
Yes.
And I'm going to actually put, resources in the group as well, after we get through talking about it. But how I wanted to approach it is, a lot of people aren't comfortable really talking specifically about what the trauma is, right? Me, I've dealt with it. You know what I mean? So I can talk about it. Now I still go to a therapist because I know the ways it affect me. So I'm addressing them in therapy. I'm very present for my therapy because I'm aware. The self-awareness is first. Like you got to get to a point where, one, you're not blaming yourself, because what I realized in my therapy was, I have literally been blaming myself for that situation since I was a child, and I didn't know it.
Do you feel like you also tried to punish yourself for it?
Oh, I do. I do. That's one of the, we're going to get into some other stuff about heart. I'm not like doing my research, but that contributes to my perfectionism. It contributes to my imposter syndrome. It contributes to all those things, because what I realized is I'm essentially two people. I have that really, really, really soft side of me, and then I have that really, really, really talk down to the soft side of me person. Like that person is always like, "See, you always doing stupid shit." You know what I mean? Like I would literally be talking to myself like that. You know what I mean? And my breakthrough out of my sharing this with you guys in therapy was, I realized that I literally was blaming myself for that situation that happened to me when I was 13 all this time, and I never knew it. So so you have to let go of the blame. That's number one, because the blame is what holds you. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing that kind of stops you from moving forward sometimes, is you blaming yourself for something that you had no control over.
It's like a giant weight. It's like an anchor on your leg. You know what I mean? The anchor just stays right where it's at, where that moment is, where you basically had your traumatic event, and it just stays there. And you're like on the chain trying to go through life. And then every time you feel like you're at a significant point where you think you're ready to do something, it's like the anchor like pulls you, and you're like, oh wait, I thought I was gonna be able to go to the next level, but let me not forget about this anchor that's on my leg that's reminding me of who I really am. You know who you think you are in your mind based on the traumatic event, and then you're like, you have to start all over again.
It's like it's like AA. Like it's like AA.
Yeah.
So in AA you get sobriety chips, right? But if you drink, you got to start all over again to get another sobriety chip. I don't care if you were sober for 10 years. The moment you take that one drink, it starts you back at scratch.
Yeah.
It's like
start over.
It's like I think for people who have suffered childhood trauma, it's like when you constantly blaming yourself and you constantly are participating in activities that are not therapeutic for you, it's like you're self-inflicting over and over again. And it really depends on the behavior that really can alert you to what that is. Like for me, again, I was sexually assaulted, so I had sex with people all the time. You know what I mean? I did, from a child, from 14 on.
Mhm.
It's, again, to this day now, I have to tell myself, let me get to know him first. You know what I mean? Because that's the easier thing.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing that I did because of what happened to me.
Yeah.
So I was like, how I describe it is I was allowing myself to be sexually assaulted over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And that's how it presented itself. That's one of the ways it presented itself. So it's like you have to recognize what your pattern is of self-destruct. That's what I call it. Because I don't care how high functioning you are or what you're putting on for other people. If you have suffered something that was traumatic, it's going to present itself some kind of way, even if it's a self-inflicting way. It might not even be you outwardly doing anything to anybody else. It might be you causing yourself harm over and over and over and over again.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just only behooves you to first recognize that you have suffered from something that is long lasting, and then stop blaming yourself for it, and then try to figure out how you can rectify it. And I know that sounds easy.
It's a lot. It's a lot to think about and recognize. And I mean, yeah, especially if you don't even know that you're doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And some people don't even realize they've had like traumatic. Well, I won't say that. Yeah, I would say they don't realize it. I know for me, I'm a person who, and I've learned that this is something that's just my mechanism, and it actually is genetic because a lot of people in my family do the same thing. We just straight out block it out like it never happened.
And a lot of people do that.
Like, we just be like, oh, really? That happened? I don't even remember. That was what? How long ago? And then I have to literally, as I go, and I go to a therapist as well. She's amazing. I love her to death. And I'm active with her every 2 weeks. Amazing. But there are times when you really have to sit with moments where you'll do something and you're like, well, why did I do that? Like, why did I do that? And you literally have to sit there and think about what has happened to me in my life to make me react this way or feel this way. And you literally have to do the work to go, okay, when did I first feel like this? Where did this feeling come from? And that's where it comes out. You're like, oh yeah, I did experience XYZ. Maybe that's why I don't trust nobody.
Well,
I did
you
have.
got to do the work.
You know what I'm saying?
You have
to do the work.
You have to, and it only behooves you to do the work because you want a better quality of life.
Yeah.
And this is the things that happen to us as children. I say, honestly, I know this sounds horrible, but I say, in some way, all of our parents fucked us up some kind of way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
absolutely, not on purpose.
Not on purpose.
Right, not on purpose.
There ain't no guide to parenting.
There's not
and it couldn't be universal anyway. You know what I mean? None of us know what the fuck we're doing.
Right.
We just pray and hope we ain't fucking our kids up. But in some way, we contribute to it some kind of way. Now, some are just horrible and they actually do outwardly things to contribute.
You're correct, yes.
But in some ways we so I think all of us, and not only that, life is long. Mm-hmm. And with everything that we experience in life, I think all of us could do some goddamn therapy. You know what I mean? Because just dealing with regular everyday life without the childhood trauma is hard as fuck. Right?
Right.
Add childhood trauma on top of it. How the fuck we even get up in the morning? I don't know. Like, I don't even know how some of us get up in the morning.
Right.
You got childhood trauma, you got life, and you just trying to deal. Listen. So this is what I did. I
these bills.
Okay.
Mm.
So I came up with some effects of childhood trauma that might help you recognize that you are experiencing some negative some negative effects from it as an adult.
As you guys are hearing these, though, put in the comments if you're in here, if you're live with us, and even if you're watching the replay, put in here if any of these resonate with you and which one. And how. Let me know how. Because I'm going to tell y'all which one's resonate. Baby, I got thank God for my therapist. All right, go ahead, girl.
Now, what I'm going to do, because, we are on a limited time, once we want to stay with y'all all day, is I did two things. Like I said, I don't like to just talk about something and belabor something without offering some kind of tips or help to help through it. So for every category that I listed that's an effect of childhood trauma, I also put in here, and I'm going to put this in a group. I also put in here some ways to address each one of those things. So I'll put that in the group too. So some childhood trauma effects: emotional regulation, which is basically just difficulty managing emotions. Low self-esteem, we know what that is. Trust issues, attachment patterns, insecure attachments. I'm bad with that because I have OCD and obsessive compulsive. I'm not stalking nobody though. I ain't doing that. Self-sabotage.
That's me.
That's me too. Chronic stress and anxiety.
That's me too.
Depression. Sometimes.
That's me.
Substance abuse. Is that marijuana included?
Is that weed?
If it's marijuana included, I might have to add myself in that category too. But I don't think so. I'm gonna leave that out. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no on that one. Let's just say no. Let's just say no.
Yeah, that's a no.
I feel good about saying no.
Yeah, no.
Physical health issues. Because let me tell y'all something. I want to stay on this one for a second.
Yeah.
Because I think when we're young, we think that we are invincible. And that is the furthest from the truth. We have noticed that a lot of young people are leaving us. Now, stress will fucking kill you. Stress will kill you. And we say the word stress so easily now, like it's just like a regular word, like it don't mean nothing. But stress will end your life faster than most things will.
Silently.
Calm the fuck down. That's it.
Hold on. Say it again.
Calm the fuck down. Because no amount of stress is going to help you fix that goddamn situation.
It's not.
No amount.
No amount of worry.
No amount.
None of it.
No amount.
Anxiety. None of it.
No amount. Stress will kill you. Whatever the problem is, learn how to de-stress. And I'm talking to myself too.
Yeah, girl.
Learn how to de-stress.
Okay.
Whatever that is. Whatever the shit is, walk away from it. It's gonna still be there, but go ahead and get your peace.
Please.
Dissociation. Perfectionism. Lord have mercy. People pleasing. Conflict avoidance.
Oh my God.
Flashbacks and nightmares. I used to have nightmares.
That's me. I'll be having flashbacks real bad.
Self-blame. Difficulty with intimacy.
Mine is the vulnerability part. I can be intimate, but it's the vulnerability part. But that goes back to my trust issues, which we'll discuss that later.
Insecure identity. Let me read what that is. Difficulty in forming a stable sense of self as a result of disrupted childhood identity development.
I think yes. I think actually everybody goes through that. Yes, yeah.
Academic or career challenges.
Yes.
Social isolation.
Sometimes.
And repetition of patterns. I'm going to read that one too. Unconsciously repeating dysfunctional family or relationship dynamics in your adult life.
Hold on, read that one again. Hold on, is y'all listening? Hold on. Look, I'm tapping on it. Hello, you here? Read that one again, girl, because it's a lot of y'all with this problem. Read that one again.
Repetition of patterns. Unconsciously repeating dysfunctional family or relationship dynamics in your adult life.
Hello?
Leave them fucking people alone. Leave them fucking people alone.
It's like, when the little cousins grow up and they be like, oh, the aunties and uncles, why they always be arguing and fighting? And then they grow up and they arguing and fighting. And then they kids grow up and argue and fight. You be like, what's going on? It's because y'all are the crazy ones. Hello? The family is crazy. Y'all keep repeating the cycle. Why are we doing that? Stop that. You have
got to do what is best for your own mental health. And a lot of times that means, first of all, identifying what your issue is, getting help for it, but separating yourself from people who aggravate that thing.
Yes.
Separate yourself from them people. And I say this all the time, I don't give a fuck if it's your mama.
Separate.
If she does not serve your mental health, I love you from a fucking far. Right. I love you from afar, and that's okay. It is okay to do that. We don't owe these people our lives. If you cannot treat me properly, if you do not lend to my mental stability within this one life and this one existence that I have, you got to get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, because it's affecting you.
Right. And we already dealing with enough, especially if you have trauma that you have dealt with.
But
be it mental, emotionally, physical, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Surviving in this life is hard.
It's hard enough, and you don't need the dysfunctional family shit on top of it.
Right.
Listen, that is, please, if you do anything, if you see those cycles in your family, if you do anything else, try with all of the breath in your body to break those cycles. It's real hard. I'm doing it myself. But it's something that you need to do because you don't want to pass that on to your children. Right. Recognize it.
And a lot of times they're the reason that you fucked up anyway. Yes. They are the one responsible for your childhood trauma. Yes. So what are you doing by constantly, listen, I know people right now, they could not talk to their mama for months. They could be happy for months. Their mama could call them and have them in tears in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
I ain't gonna say too much because I don't want y'all in my business. I'm gonna just say
they ex could call them and disrupt their whole shit in 5 minutes.
In 5 minutes.
Disassociate yourself from the people that reignite your trauma. You do not owe these people your existence, and everything that you need to do in your life needs to lend to your mental health. And that means get help.
Yes.
Get help. You can't. In our community, we have this thing against.
Okay, pray it away.
Mental.
You cannot pray it away.
There is mental health, and this is how I want you to think about mental health, y'all. And this is a simplistic ass thing. When your foot hurt, you go where? When your arm hurt, you go where? When your head hurts, you go where? When you have a problem with any part of your body, you take your ass to the doctor. This is your mind. Everything stems from your mind. Why you won't go to the doctor?
And God made these people too, so I'm trying to figure out what y'all doing.
Why you go to the doctor?
Go to the doctor.
You go to the doctor. You go to the dentist when your teeth hurt. This is your mind. Everything stems from your brain. Your brain shut down, your whole body gonna shut down. You lose a tooth, you gonna keep going. Right. But you will take care of that toothache, but you won't take care of your mind? I'm sorry, that's strange to me, y'all. Get help.
You burnt out, you upset, you aggravated, you're frustrated, you're snapping at everybody around you, you don't know what's going on. That's why.
Now I did every single one of those categories I have bullet points underneath it to describe each category, and then I'm going to put another card. I'm going to post up that again teaches you, or gives you some guide, as to what you can do for each category. So for instance, I said trust issues. That was one of them. It says work with a therapist to explore and rebuild trust in a safe and supportive environment. Start by building trust in low risk relationships or situations.
Yes.
You know the low risk relationship is. Start there. Start with a friend, a new friend. You know what I mean? Start with somebody that's new in your life, because we have this issue with allegiances. We keep friendships longer than the fuck they need to be with people that we've just known for a long time because we think we owe them loyalty, when in fact we have outgrown them or they have outgrown us. So when I mean by start by
my soul. That's why I took that deep breath, y'all, like that.
And you really start getting there when you start getting your 30s and your 40s. That's when you like, wait a minute, we ain't the same.
We not.
We used to hang out tight when we was in our 20s.
But we not.
But now you be saying shit, and I just be like,
because you in the same place and I'm
not.
And you settling and I'm not.
And instead of us going, you know what? Because we think of everything as antagonistic or everything is negative, and it's not.
It's not.
Humans, y'all, and it's a long ass life. I'm not gonna stay connected with you, and you a fucked up ass person, or you just different than me. Let's. You go over there, I go over there.
Yeah, it's okay. And it's okay for us to be in different places. It's okay.
It's okay for us not to it's okay for us not to mesh. It's okay for me to communicate when something is wrong with me. It is okay for me to have an issue, know it, let you know, hey, this is what I'm experiencing, this is what I'm going through. I want you to know that so that you can decide for yourself if you want to be involved in that situation. Too many people rob us of that. If I start dating you or you start dating me, and I got a real, really issue that I know is an issue, it's only a honesty thing, for me to just express that to you, because it's gonna come up. You can't change who you are. Now you can act for a little period of time. I can't edit all y'all that stuff, but you can act for a little period of time. But it's gonna come out. Figure out what those things are. Communicate those things. Work on those things, and get people the hell away from you that don't serve you. Just do that. Do that now. Do that today or tomorrow.
Today.
Just do it. Formulate whatever you need to do. But get about your life.
We're gonna give y'all a little bit longer than 2 days, but get
cut it off.
But get on track, okay?
So that you can work on the shit that you need to work, to heal the things that you need to heal, so that you can have a better existence, y'all, because we got one fucking life.
One life.
The breath that we breathing right now ain't promised to me in the next breath.
And we ain't never gonna breathe it again.
That part. That's that we just had. It's gone.
It's gone. Okay, another one go. Another one go. Okay, see what I'm saying?
That one going too.
See what I'm saying?
Fix what you need to fix, and it ain't no shame in it. Ain't no shame in it. Let's take some comments, y'all. I know we've been talking about. I mean, we really need about 2 hours for this stuff.
Yeah, because this is deep. We're gonna need a part 2. Let's do a part 2, and we can have some people put some information in.
Hey, Miss Ebony, glad you are feeling better. Thank you. Let's sign up. Thank you. I identify with the lie, girl. Listen, we all do. Fuck it, I need a therapist. I got one for you. I got a good one for you.
Yeah.
Because you need it. The good thing about a therapist is they are not emotionally attached to you. But you got to find one that meshes with you. Hey, put your name in there so they'll shout you out. Hey, Michelle.
What's up, girl? What's up, Shell?
Take the time to find a therapist. You got to find one that meshes with you. Just finding a random therapist that doesn't mesh with your personality is not going to work. You need one that meshes with your personality. But the good thing about a therapist is they're not emotionally attached to you. They're not emotionally attached to anything you're telling them.
Right.
And they're trained. So they can give you, if I'm talking to my homegirl loves me. So as much as she gonna try to separate out that emotion to give me that unbiased conversation, that's hard to do because you genuinely love that person.
That's really number one. And no shade to those people who do, let me say this
I'm
real quick.
I'm a low-key therapist.
No shade to those people who are, because I feel like we are our friends therapists. Because we'll take a moment, we think about things, we ask clarifying questions, whatever. But we are not therapists. We do not act like we are. We don't try to give you advice, be like this.
And we're emotionally attached.
Yes, we're biased. No matter how much we try to act like we're not, we are biased. It is what it is. Please find you a trained therapist. No shade to a life coach. I swear, no shade. But you're not trained medically. There's some things that have to be addressed because some of us really are gone out here.
And, like I'm not trying to be. Therapists know how to. They know how to listen.
They know how to listen.
They know how to active listen.
No shade, but some of us, it is gone out here, and you need somebody who is trained who can help you bring it back in here and get it together.
Now that's if you can afford a therapist.
That's if you
cannot. Again, I'll give you some resources that you can use, and I'm gonna give you a resource that you can use that actually helps get you a therapist too. It's a low budget site that I'll put in the chat that you can that you can use to get therapy for a really, really low price. So I'll put that in there.
And also I will say, if you can, I don't know who you work for, just check with your employer. Sometimes they have great mental health programs with your employer where they give you so many visits per year. Yes, EAPs, that's right. Employee Assistance Program, I think is what it is. They can give you some resources where you can get some sessions for free. Just putting that out there because we know everybody don't have the money. I mean, even mine is 12 visits a year for free. Once a month. You know what I'm saying?
And that's a new thing now. You know,
please.
They've added therapy into health insurance.
So please check wherever you work, see if there is an EAP, employee assistance program, just in case you weren't sure. Just check and see, because there's so many resources out here right now. Thank God, mental health is becoming such a big thing and people are focused on it. So just,
and you should be.
Look, you should
now,
be.
Guys, it's 7:55, but since we started 10 minutes late, we're gonna go 10 minutes in. We started 10 minutes late. We're gonna get them the whole hour.
Okay, let's get it to them. I
have 57 years, but yes, use it.
That's what I'm talking about. Use it.
And if you're better, yes.
Okay.
Use it. Because listen, y'all, we need to we got one life. I stress stress this so much because again, we've lost so many people. We got one life. And the best chance that you have of living that life in happiness, in peace, in all the good words, is you get into a place where you have addressed whatever is affecting you mentally and emotionally. And you can't have no shame about that. You can't have no pride about that. You can't have no ego about that, because every second that you spend in pain, in misery, in conflict, in memories of whatever happened to you, you are taking your seconds away from the current life that you have right now. Get help. It ain't gonna fix it 100% instantly like that. It's a problem. I've been seeing my therapist now, what, 3 years? But I have seen so much improvement in the 3 years. Listen.
What? The growth? Come on now. I don't handle situations the same way no more. Okay.
Listen, and again, a lot of our issues are self-inflicted. My issues, and some people have outward issues where they affect other people negatively.
Yeah.
I affect myself negatively, which can be just as damaging.
Yes.
So do what you got to do. Get you some help. Recognize you have a problem first. Stop blaming yourself for that problem, and then get some help and get people to fuck away from you that do not serve your mental health, your mental peace. I don't care if it's your mama, your daddy, some of these damn
children. Hold on, your children.
Get the fuck away from
your children.
If they grown, they ain't doing shit. Listen, love you from afar. Go over there.
I told you.
And I know that's hard.
I told you I released you into the world. I love you, but I released you.
And I know that's hard too. But you are valuable too. You matter too. It cannot be all about your children. If you cannot take care of yourself, if you are not at peace with yourself, if you're if you're not emotionally stable, if you are not mentally stable, you ain't doing shit good for your kids anyway.
Right.
You got
to take care of yourself.
To take care of yourself.
That's right.
Deal with that trauma. And I want to just make sure that I say this more. Mental and emotional issues are just as damaging as physical ones. If you grew up in a sarcastic ass household, if you grew up in a household where you was constantly being yelled at, screamed at, if you grew up in a household, and I know we all came from certain households where we got our ass whipped. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna comment on that too much.
There's levels to it,
but there's levels to that.
Because
beating the shit out of a child ain't teaching them shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's not teaching them anything.
There's discipline, right? And then there's just straight up abuse. You know what I mean?
Right. And there was a line back then that our families was crossing, but they weren't doing it to be abusive. Let's say that.
That line was it was real wavy.
That might cross.
You know
that might got crossed.
That line moved around.
That might got crossed.
Just like the belt.
But understand something. Our families loved us, and they was not trying to cause us hurt, but it still caused you damage.
Yeah.
It don't matter that they weren't trying to cause you damage, because they were doing what they were taught to do. They were doing what their parents did to them.
And it was a different time.
Caused you damage.
It did, and it was a different time. We weren't dealing with the thing. Mental health wasn't something that was even discussed.
Oh, it's still kind of,
we're discussing it, but it wasn't even. What are you talking about? Girl, you better go to church. Pray
it out. Meanwhile, you getting your ass cut with a switch in the church too. You know what I mean? And they didn't mean to cause you no harm. They was trying to raise you the best way that they knew, based on what they were taught.
What they received.
But that shit still got you fucked up. They got me fucked up. Okay, I had a whole broomstick broke over my back.
That part.
She loved the shit out of me, but she still broke a broomstick over my back. You know what I mean? So you got to recognize what, even if you have to sit down and think back to when you were a kid and think about your household that you was in. Like if you can't put your finger on while you
those household
doing some of these things,
really they tell a lot.
Think about that, because you want to make sure, like Ash said, that you're not doing the same things that your mom and your dad did that caused you to feel how you feel to your kids. And you might not know that you're doing it.
That's the whole reason why I started therapy, because my kids let me know, like, hey, because they would see me interact with my mom, which I love her to death. Let me just say that I love you, Mom. But our conversations, the way we talk to each other, it wasn't good, because I had she's harsh with her words. And I realized I was doing that with my kids. And my kids would be like, well, Mom, you don't have to, you can still get your point across without saying it like this. Or, Mom, this.
And your kids can teach you something.
This kind of hurt my feelings. Right. And at first I was like, first of all, who the fuck is you talking to?
It's easy to have that reaction, y'all.
Yeah.
But you know what I do love about today's kids. Now, what I don't love is y'all they don't do shit. They don't want to do shit. They ain't trying to do shit. And they think you owe them shit.
Listen, I have an issue with the way that they view the word respect.
Right. Right. So I
Okay,
don't.
but we
ain't with that.
We ain't with that.
But we do recognize that a lot of that is our fault.
Yes,
We did it.
Yes, we did.
But what I do love about these children is they will
speak
because you know why they fucking allowed to.
Yeah.
Kids have we weren't because we got the taste slapped out of our mouth.
Stay out of grown folks' business.
Hey, but we were people. we were people who should have been allowed the space to say, "Hey, I don't like that."
Yeah.
Hey,
what you're doing to me is making me feel some type of way.
Kind of way.
And it's not a positive this is not a positive feeling I'm feeling.
Right.
This is hurting my feelings and not in a way that's making me feel like you're teaching me something, but making me feel like you're talking down to me.
Right. And you gotta give your kids the space to do that in a respectful manner.
Yes.
Kids will get you together. Yes.
Come on.
You gotta give your kids the space to do that because they are people and you are training them. You are training them to be adults.
Yes.
So how we treat our children as children is the kind of adults they're gonna be. If you don't allow them the space to express how they feel, then they gonna go to that goddamn job and they gonna let that boss treat them like shit because because we didn't give them the space to communicate how they feel.
Exactly.
We didn't give them the space to advocate for themselves.
Right.
And you gotta check yourself with that shit. When your child come to you and say, "Mom, I really don't like how you talked to me the other day," your first reaction is gonna be like, "Who the fuck is you talking to?
What you talking about?"
What's your reaction? Shit. Oh, wait, hold on.
She's a person. What happened?
Let me make sure that I'm not hurting your feelings. Let me you know what I mean? Because I can still tell you to do something, or I can still tell you whatever, but I can watch how I say it.
Yeah.
I don't gotta talk to you like you somebody on the street.
Exactly. And you're fostering a relationship where they feel like they can trust you to come and talk to you about it.
Right.
Because if every time they say something to you, you blow up and talk,
they ain't gonna talk to you about shit. They gonna find out from their damn friend who don't know shit. Or the internet.
That part.
Or the internet.
That part.
You want to have an environment for your child because that's a form of trauma too.
Yes.
Again, that's a subtle form of trauma, but that's a deep one.
Yeah, I think for me,
it's a deep one.
For me, and I'm gonna try to say this in the right way, but I mean, not being able to talk to your parents can cause a lot. No shade. This is how I ended up pregnant at 15. Like, if I'm being for real, not being able to talk to my mom about sex for real, not being able to talk about what happened.
Child, you know what I'm saying? On the sex talk.
You know what I'm saying?
Dead ass.
I just gave
my mom to death.
I gave it to my son. He's 13. Look, I gave it to my son, but I'm still waiting on mine.
I ain't never had it.
I gave it to my son. We talked about it, but I ain't had it yet. I'm just saying. That's that thing. You have to be able to foster that environment for your kids to be able to talk to you.
Because what else they gonna talk to?
Right.
Listen, my son got it. Now he called me about too much shit. Now I be like, son.
That's good. Listen, I want my son to call me like that.
But you know what? Because he's a thinker like me. So I'll say certain things to him and he'll be like, oh, you know what? That makes sense. So he's one of those people. So I was like, Malachi, why are you keeping things from me?
Yeah.
Who else? I birthed you. I'm your mother. I've been here 48 years. So you got somebody who got the experience.
They don't care.
And you got somebody who loves you unconditionally.
They don't care.
Who the fuck else did you gonna get the information from?
Girl, YouTube.
It's embarrassing.
YouTube.
I love you unconditionally. And I have the information because I've been here a lot longer than you. Why would you go to anybody else?
Them crazy podcast people on Instagram. That's what they
like, you know what, you're right. Yeah. I know.
Right. Who has the best for you in their mind and in anything that they're telling you or giving you than your mother?
Now you might get fussed at a little bit because you did some dumb shit.
That's
okay.
Right.
I love you. That's why.
Listen, mama might fuss, but it's because I love you and I'm upset at the decision that you're making. Shit. But all right, here we are. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
I am your best resource. Right. Be your best resource for your kids so that they do not suffer childhood trauma and they don't grow up doing the same fucked up shit you doing.
That part.
You know what I mean? Just and it starts with listening to them.
Yes.
It starts with making sure that you're treating them with respect as a human being. It don't matter that they're young. Yeah. It don't matter that they're your children. They have a personality. They have character, and they get that quite early.
Yes,
they get that as babies. Give them the space to be able to communicate with you, so that they can tell you when shit is going on. They better eat my cooked food. Now, okay, I'm with you on that one though.
Now,
I'm with you on that one.
I'd be mad about that.
Listen, y'all gonna eat what I buy now.
Y'all gonna eat
But
what
you
I
know,
cook.
no. But you know what? That's a good point. I'm gonna bring that. I'm gonna make a point about that, Rochelle.
Hey.
Because that's a form of trauma too. Because my grandma used to put that damn plate of food in front of my that I did not eat. Now you gonna force me to like some shit that I don't eat. That's number one. Number two, if I didn't finish eating it, you put it in the refrigerator and told me that you was gonna put it in front of my face the next day, while everybody else eating something else. So I got that same nasty ass food from the day before. If I didn't eat it then, you put it back in front of my plate. See that right there?
That is traumatic.
Why was y'all forcing y'all kids to eat that?
Now I will say I didn't have that, and I don't do it to my kids now. But them little assholes.
But that don't mean you gonna get whatever you want.
They are great. They be like, oh, so the asses, since you made this spaghetti, even though it took you a minute to make the spaghetti, it don't take me long. But even though they're like, oh, you made spaghetti, can we have no?
Right. See, that's different. Because that's something they do eat. They just don't want to eat it. No. Buy your own food or eat this.
No, but you're right. That is traumatic. Like, those people are like, if you don't get up from the table unless you clear your plate and all this. Yeah.
You want to eat all this food and I'm full.
Yeah, that is.
It was. But again, our parents did not realize that they was causing us trauma. So now, okay, we're having this conversation with y'all. If you recognize any of these behaviors that you do based off what your parents did and it's just conditioning for you, address it. And try to make steps towards doing things differently so that you can have better communication and dialogue with your children and you're not traumatizing them unwittingly because you don't want to do that. We are the people that's supposed to prepare our kids for the world.
And we want to be a safe haven for them.
Yes. They shouldn't have to go outside to find out the information because they don't feel like they can talk to you because you cussing them out about every single thing.
Or once they leave home, they should always feel like they should be able to come back. You know what I mean?
Not to live.
Hold on.
Not to live, but to visit.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I mean, they should always. I do small portions because of that reason.
Right.
Okay, Rochelle.
And you want to eat some food.
But fostering an environment where they feel like they can say, "Mom, listen, things is not working out. X, Y, and Z is happening. Shit is tough. It's hard. I need some advice. Whatever. You want them to feel like they can call you.
Right.
They can come to the house. Whatever. Because if they don't feel that way, I'm one of them. If I didn't feel like I can come back.
Then
I stayed in a situation that I didn't need to stay in too long because I felt like I didn't have nowhere else to go because I couldn't go back home.
Right. Or like me, I had that parent that wasn't there. So, I didn't have nobody to, I didn't know who, what kind of dude to talk to because I didn't have to do. So it's so many things, y'all, and it's so many areas. Put that sweet pea on there because that was funny. It's so many areas of our life when we were younger that contributed to us as an adult, and that we just need to recognize. My old babysitter traumatized me with sweet peas. Ain't nothing. Girl, listen, I agree. Them shits is nasty.
Oh my God,
they're nasty. Oh, they're so nasty.
I never understood peas.
Matter of fact, I can't even eat the pot pie.
I was gonna say
they got peas.
They make pot pie now without peas. I had to go specially find it because I hate peas that much. They make pot pie without. They make it without.
Who eating peas?
I had to go find them, y'all, because I was traumatized by them.
About that. My mama had the same babysitter too growing up, and she made her do the same thing. I know.
She said my mama had the same babysitter while she was growing up. We like, damn, she a Not trying to say your mama old. Hold on.
No, I'm talking about the babysitter.
That was my grandmother. Oh, okay.
Well, she, for the neighborhood,
So your mom was traumatized too?
Yeah, she don't like peas as well.
It's just and again, these people did not mean.
I still don't like it to this day because
these people didn't mean these things. But let's recognize these things now so that we don't do the same thing.
I'm a rice and peas type of girl. No, not rice.
We're not talking about peas.
Right, we're not talking about rice and peas. That's different.
We talking about them green peas. Them round, green nasty ass sweet peas.
And they be trying to put butter on and salt on. Listen, they don't do nothing.
It's nasty. Okay,
it's nasty.
But don't do that to your kids, y'all. Do not make them eat more when they full. Do not make them eat shit they just do not like. Yeah, it's different if they just do not like.
They don't like it. Some kids just don't develop it to like the taste buds. But
give them space to come talk to you and let your ego go, let your pride go.
Yes.
Let that thing in the back of your neck that goes, wait, who you talking? let that
Right.
go.
Let it
Because
go.
that is your child and they are reaching out to you. And it's hard enough to get our kids to talk to us, Lord knows, because they think that we ain't been through nothing, like we ain't never been 14, 15, 16, which is
Like we dumb.
weird
Don't
to
know
me.
nothing.
But you don't want to lose that connection and you do not want to traumatize them going into their adult life because it's your job to prepare them to be an adult. So address your childhood trauma so that you can be better parents to them.
And it's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay to
Mhm.
have a moment where even if you've addressed your childhood trauma and you feel like you've done some work, it's okay to have a moment like a relapse. It's okay.
Yeah.
That happens. It's
Just
normal.
address it.
Just address it. Take a moment. Talk to your kids. If you have a slip up, because I have them often, okay? I'm just telling you, take a moment, apologize to your kids. Hey, whoop, I reverted back.
Because I apologize all the time. Because listen, I will go off and be dead ass wrong.
And be wrong, cussing everybody out. And I told y'all stop touching my shit.
And then I'd be like,
and then they be like, Mama, you left it. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad, kid.
You know what? Make a habit to apologize to your kids. That's a form of traumatic trauma too.
Make a habit, please. Apologize. Because, oh my God, I was talking to my best friend about this the other day. Our mamas never apologized.
I apologize. My mama did.
My mama didn't. Baby, my mama didn't apologize.
My mama's sweet. She apologized. My mama slapped the shit out of me one day. And
my mama never apologized.
The one and only time she hit me, and she probably was right for hitting me.
Mama ain't never apologized. She just moved on like ain't nothing happened. Move on the next day.
My mom hit me and cried.
It's my fault she didn't hit me.
It's my fault. Because my mama don't hit nobody.
My mama ain't never apologized. If she did, it was, I'm sorry that you be acted that way and I had to slap you. Like, it was. It ain't never.
That's not up.
I'm sorry that your tooth came out your mouth, but I was just, it was time.
It was time. I helped you.
You know, it was loose anyway. It was loose anyway. So
all right, y'all. We done went way over. But listen, I'm going to put the effects of childhood trauma in the group, and then I'm also going to put separate how you can address each effect. It's going to be in order the same way the effects are.
Y'all, these are some great tips too.
Yes.
Please, if you're watching the replay, it'll be in the group posted.
Mm-hmm.
Please make sure you take some time.
I'll put it in the featured section, and I'm also going to give you resources for therapy. And resources for things that you can do if you cannot afford therapy to help you address the different traumas that you've had. Again, I didn't want to go too in depth in this because we can't. We'll be talking for 3 and 4 hours.
We need a part 2.
We will have a part 2.
We need a part 2.
The last one too.
We need a part 2.
I want to just do an overview, just to first of all let you know you're not alone.
No.
And secondly, to just let you know that you have, as long as you are breathing, you have the ability to address the things that you need to address to make the changes that you need to make, and in order for you to have a better quality of life. So that's what we're here for.
Yes.
And that's what this topic
is. You can change. You can change. You don't have to be the last. You don't have to be the same person you was 20 minutes ago.
No, I got to listen. I'm not. I changed something 5 minutes ago.
Okay, that's right. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Ooh, another minute. I'm a new.
And no good shit when nobody talking about. You know, people be like, "Ooh, you different." I sure am.
Sure am.
Because if you done lived all this time and you ain't changed nothing,
you the same. What's going on?
Life is long, honey. What you doing?
What you doing? You the same. Yo.
But we're gonna get out here. We're gonna show you guys a promo video.
Of what? What we showing?
I don't know. I'm just gonna show it.
I don't know.
You let her do what she wants.
Look,
I don't know. That's gonna be good. How about that?
You know you got a good producer, because we just trust her to do it.
It's gonna be good. Listen, it's gonna be good.
Go ahead, girl.
Well, listen. What's next week? We already picked the next week. What was the next week topic, y'all? We did it. We did the promo last week for it. What was it? It was a dating thing. Damn it.
Pillow talk.
Yes.
Oh my
the
God.
sacredness of the pillow talk.
Yeah. Is you running your mouth or what?
Listen. If you my dude, are you upset if I tell you? Are you upset if I tell my BFF our business?
And did you telling your BFF your dude's business? Ooh. That's a no, because
when I tell you something, is you repeating it?
That's a no. I ain't telling my girls my man business.
Of the pillow talk.
Baby, these women out here.
That is our next subject, you guys. So we are going to see you guys next week. We're going to run the promo video as we exit stage left.
Okay. Oh,
but join us next week on Puff Mistress Presents. Let's talk about it. Bye.